You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction complete. Intelligence system analytic computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Data scanned. Downloading files.
What's up, guys? You listen to episode 74 of SITREP Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of the Division. This week we have both good and bad news for players as we head into the PTS phase for 1.8. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me, as always, are my co-hosts Robert.
Hello.
And Luke.
Hello.
And I hope you've both had a good week.
I have.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say apologies to anybody that listened to last week's podcast. It was a very tight episode and everyone's back on form, ready to go this week, right?
Yeah, I had an early night last night.
I didn't have an early night last night.
No, we didn't. That sounds wrong, but yeah. Anyway. Before we do head into the news this week, I just want to wish junior community developer for the Division game, Petter, a huge happy birthday, dude, and thank you for everything you do in the community.
Yeah, happy birthday, Petter.
Have a great weekend, dude. Don't get too sloshed, as British people would say.
Do it. Get really, really drunk. That's an order, Agent.
And get Yannick drunk as well.
Yeah, why not? Drunk Frenchmen are cool, right?
Anyway, let's get into some news.
State of the game.
So, starting off, just a reminder, we do have a global event inbound starting on October the 3rd. So, any agents that are out in the space at the minute, Robert, it might be time to start heading home.
Maybe.
Heading back to Manhattan. Yeah, because global event Assault is going to be coming on October 3rd. So, just a reminder, you have a couple of weeks before that kicks off. But, right, let's get into some proper news. So we'll start off with the bad news, unfortunately, this week, as we've had a few issues with this week's update 1.17 that was released this past Tuesday, which we were all kind of hoping would finally get rid of the RPM issues that have plagued players since update 1.7 dropped. Luke, I'm going to go straight to you on this one. What is the situation with getting this fixed and any issues that have cropped up since this update got released? So
the original RPM glitch, as it was known, the mod glitch, as most people are now calling it, the infinite stacking, that's been fixed. However, there is still a legacy issue with that you can stack the RPM once, which is quite annoying. It's still around, I suppose. They've also said on State of the Game, which I will personally say was a mistake, that they won't ban people for this, which was basically just giving the community the green light to go ahead and use it. There are a number of reported issues that are currently being monitored and investigated, one of which is a skill haste glitch as well, which is letting players stack to 50% skill haste without having to use any tactician's pieces. That is a known issue that's also being monitored and researched.
So, one-time stack, is that going to make much difference to your RPM?
Depending on which magazine you use.
It's going to add like 10%, isn't it? I guess. At the best you can do. All right.
Yeah, there's also been like heal delay issues and things like that. I've heard a few people say that the desync has been a lot better this past week, but it seems to be varied across the board, because obviously 1.7.1 was hoping to fix some of the lag issues, some of which caused by desync. Anyone that's read the patch notes this week would have seen they did there was loads of random desync ones, like agent rolling into cover or out of cover or something stupid. And that causes the player to just go out of sync with the servers. But yeah, there's other issues. Any other you can think of? We know Marco Styles been testing this patch this week, hasn't he, Luke?
Yeah, his video was quite interesting to watch. As always, his videos are always very well presented and very informative. the list of bugs that he knows about and is obviously repeatedly reporting back to the team is seemingly endless, which is disappointing, I suppose. He is on the ETF forums. I think he was ETF Alpha, wasn't he, way back? So obviously he's getting these issues reported back as quick as he finds them. A lot to do with healing, because he runs healing a lot in his DZ teams. But one big thing that they did address on State of the Game was that they rolled out part of the new movement mechanics for the agents, which are part of removing the chicken dance for 1.8, but they rolled it out early by mistake.
Yeah, I believe that movement is called Whoops-a-Daisy.
Yeah. So a lot of players were worried that was something broken or more decent issues, weren't they? But it's part of a broader picture that's going to be available in 1.8, and obviously primarily on the PTS first. So,
yeah, I mean, by the sounds of it, listening to Terry and Keith on the State of the Game today, the idea is they accidentally put out this. They're trying to stop people from. I can't remember. Rob, what's it called? Because you can use a keyboard and mouse with, what is it, Xbox and PS4?
Yeah, well, it's to abuse them, like the AIDS movement, isn't it? Where you can like go left and right and with the keyboard, and it basically means it's very hard to shoot the person doing that because it doesn't keep up with the server. So you kind of like jumping about loads.
So them actually adding this, it looks like they're trying to add like a cooldown or restrict that from happening, but it's actually like people are basically saying on like Reddit and other forums that it's actually restricting general movement, not just like what you said with the ADS sort of thing, like mashing.
Yeah. Thing is, there's another thing that you can do on PC where you smash, you like tap shift loads, where it takes you in and out of the running animation, which actually makes you go, because you get that initial burst of speed when you start running, and you can just like, you mash shift and it makes you go even faster as well. Like people are creating macros so you can just constantly have this extra burst of speed all the time.
So what you're saying is you get the speed force?
Yeah, you're Barry Allen, for sure.
Barry Allen. Yeah, unfortunately it really sucks because obviously this is kind of like mid-cycle patch between 1.7 and 1.8. We're all waiting for 1.8 to drop. You know, they've put time and effort into trying to get this fixed. And yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that this minor patch to fix something that kind of cropped up, what was it, after a week, 2 weeks? Is still kind of there. I don't know. I mean, I know we've said about it, but it's kind of like every time they try and fix something, it causes other issues. And I know how difficult it must be to patch something like this. I don't know personally, but I can understand how difficult it must be. But it is insane the amount of stuff that goes wrong with each patch or iteration of the patch. I mean, moving on from that, well, at least we have some good news, is that the 1.8 PTS is actually launching on PC tomorrow.
Woohoo!
So for anybody out there, you can go load up the PTS if you have a level 30 character, and you will be able to play it from Friday the 22nd of September onwards until end. I'm guessing due to the console issue, well, not the console issue, but I'm guessing due to the issue with the RPM glitch and other stuff, it could be possibly delayed on console. But nothing was written, no reason was actually explained, was it? It's either that or the certification process to actually get the PTS moving on consoles is taking a little bit longer than expected. But yeah, it's nice for them to actually get started and check the PTS out there first, isn't it, guys?
So, if it's not Tuesday, well, is it supposed to be Tuesday for console?
Yeah.
And if it's not, it'll be the week after, I expect.
Yeah, it's meant to be launching Tuesday the 26th, so that would be this coming Tuesday.
Why is it always a Tuesday?
I don't know. Everything seems to be a Tuesday, doesn't it? It doesn't matter what we play.
Stupid developers.
However, if you don't know already, if you already had the access to the PTS on console before or had an invite, you will have access to sign up, play 1.8 PTS straight away. And apparently there's a sign up page for PTS keys that will be going forward soon. But there's going to be more news on that when that goes live, I guess, once the PTS is up and running from console, or sometime next week. I guess we'll find out. But I think that's kind of cool that there are actually people have to go out their way to actually apply to get into the PTS than just going, there's the PTS and we're going to randomly send it out to people. That's a lot better method. I think that's a really nice change that's coming.
It's a bit short notice again, though, isn't it?
It is, but we've only had one console PTS. I think we're lucky to have it in the first place.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't slamming you down or anything, but it's just like the way I was just seeing everybody in chat today on the state of the game, like, oh no, it's being delayed and this, that, the other. And I can understand, but we've literally had one PTS. We can't really complain.
Yeah.
As long as the game is getting tested, I say I don't care, but you know, I also want it to be the best it can be on console, PC. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, going straight on from that, there is, as we all know, going to be day one issues with the PTS. I'm sure we're all looking forward to hearing those next week, or over the next week, should I say? No?
No.
But one thing they've done different this time, there's actually a list of known bugs and updates that will be available over on the Ubisoft forums. So you can actually read what's wrong before you actually play the PTS.
This is a good idea because like most week one of the PTSs are always quite buggy anyway. So like, yeah, it's a good idea.
I think quite is an understatement.
Yeah.
There's going to be some OP weapons, put it that way.
But they do that on purpose, I swear they do. To like get like a minimax, I guess.
Yeah. One thing that we have shouted for on this podcast, I think even as recent as last week's show, is that they are finally giving some structure. I know they've kind of dabbled with it before, but they're actually giving some structure to the PTS and its testing. So they're actually going to lock off certain activities to force players to break new and old aspects of the game.
Yeah.
And hopefully guys, make it the best patch it can be. I really want to see this patch to be in the best state it can be with minimal issues once released. That being the case, Robert, what is available on the PTS on PC as of tomorrow?
Well, the West Side Pier, so you can go and explore that. That's going to be good fun. The new social space, Camp Clinton. The Resistance Underground and Survival will not be available on week one. The weapon balance, 1.8 full weapon balance will be available tomorrow for the low RPMs and the exotics.
I can't wait for that.
They said on the set again they're going to put an exotic cache in the vendor as well, which I'm looking forward to because I haven't got that many on PC, so I'm going to be using that a lot. Rogue 2.0 is going to be live. Skirmish is going to be live from the Last Stand terminal. Camp Clinton and West Side Piers, open world, new classified gear sets. What are the three? It's Reclaimer. No, it's not.
Firecrest. Okay, so the new ones.
It's the 6 new ones that they're going to be testing.
Yeah, the 6 new ones.
Which
6 new ones.
Firecrest, Predator, Nomad, Defense, Banshee, and Hunter's Faith. And Hunter's Faith has been reworked. We don't know what to yet, but that's interesting.
Well, Banshee's been reworked as well, isn't it? We don't know what's going on with that, but it's going to be good for rogues or rogue hunting or something like that. Better than it was. It was good before, kind of.
And what else? Gear optimization is going to be live, and everyone's going to have max div tech. So they can optimize the shit out of everything. Yay.
Awesome. Rob, what are you looking forward to testing out of all that first?
I want to see what they've done to the exotics. Quite interested because they said they've tweaked some of them. I want to know which ones they've tweaked and what they've done to them. And yeah, just generally the weapon balance. See how like AKs do compared to M4s
and LMGs and stuff like that.
And then then probably hit into some of the different gear sets and see what the 6 pieces are like.
The new spawn system's not going to be working on the open area west side pier to start with, though, is it? It's like randomized spawn or something like that?
I don't know. They said something about if you went somewhere, you'd get stuck in an infinite loading screen.
Survival in Underground.
Okay.
Yeah. So just don't go play Underground or Survival yet. They're not ready to be played. They might get unlocked over the coming weeks. But yeah, awesome. I really hope the PTS lasts a couple of weeks because that has a lot of stuff just like on that little section. And we haven't even got everything else added.
Yeah, speaking of Underground, holy shit.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Underground in a minute, Rob. I know you love spoilers, but... yeah, 4 weeks, please. We've got an extra weekend on PC now, so hopefully most of the stuff that is going to be an issue will get patched early next week, and then early next week, which would have been the release date for the PTS in the first place for consoles and PC, because it sounds like they were trying to get it out there in the first place, should be in a pretty good place to basically just get straight on with the testing. That's what I'm hoping with them getting the PC PTS out this weekend, because people are going to be testing the crap out of all that stuff. But yeah, as Rob said, Underground 1.8, boys, it's getting changed.
It looks amazing.
It does look amazing. I gotta think of Rampancy over on Bombshell Jacket. So, is this his rift? Is this the rift he wanted for Underground? Do you think?
I don't know. It's not like it's none of the ideas that we've come up with, but I definitely the new directives intrigue me a lot. The ones they showed looked really good fun.
Yeah, plus there's a new addition to the Underground, which I'm quite interested to see Luke's thoughts on this. But yeah, Underground 1.8 is being reworked by Ubisoft Leamington in the UK. I was like, Ubisoft Leamington? I thought Reflection was handling this. But maybe they're busy working on something else, like that sweet Battle Royale mode for 1.9.
Keep dreaming, dude.
I can keep dreaming. Hey, even like game.co.uk was like, hey, which game would you like a Battle Royale mode now? Fortnite's got get this free to play Battle Royale mode. And like the Division was in there. And Terry Spear retweeted it. I'm like, yeah, he's on board, baby. He's on board.
He's just a tease.
He is.
Yeah,
a lovely tease.
We know they're already working on it. But that Fortnite one, I've watched some streamers play that. It is pretty much just Battlegrounds, just with a different skin on it.
It looks like cel-shaded Battlegrounds.
Mm.
Anyway, enough about that. We've got Underground. So these guys have been working on it for like the past 6 months. But so they've been working on this update before the ETF, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And with the idea of making it more refreshing for players in general. And I mean, they were saying like the directives, nobody was playing half the directives. I don't know that many people that even got to level 40 on Underground. I know a few people did recently for the commendations. Luke, did you get to level 40?
Nope,
No?
34.
I haven't either. I think I'm like 20 or something like that.
I really want to as well, because it's the only PSN trophy I haven't got for the Division. So
I fucking love the Underground, but like, you think you're doing really well, and then the team wipes, and you're like, oh, I cannot be bothered to do all that again. But it's going to get fixed. But one, I don't know if it's how everybody else feels about it, but one awesome change to the Underground is that they're adding fucking hunters from Survival into the Underground. And Luke, I'm going to go to you, because you just sat there with a smile on your face. What do you think, dude?
All the time that everybody's been saying, oh, they should put hunters in the open world. Oh, they should put hunters here. They should put hunters there. Nobody ever said, put hunters in the Underground. And my argument was always that they're not going to put something from paid DLC into the free game. They kind of listened to me, didn't they, and put them in the Underground instead. Which is brilliant. It's a fucking brilliant idea. I really like that. And it will get me to play Underground a little bit more. Just that change in itself, regardless of anything else that we're about to talk about. So yeah, it's a good idea.
Rob, what do you think, dude?
Yeah, I love the they said that it's random as hell, which is even
that's sick.
Even better.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like a moment where you've just got through like a really bad phase. You're like low on meds, low on ammo, half health or something stupid, or in the middle of something, and then hunters turn up and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And it's not like it's going to be one hunter turning up. It's going to be 1 plus whatever your squad size is. I almost said fire team, but that's something else. Well, it could be technically a fire team. So if you're running solo and you're running underground, you have to go up against 2 hunters, which judging by the footage on the state of the game, this is not going to be as easy as it is in survival. I say it's easy, but only because there's a distance in survival that you can kind of attack these guys with.
You know where they're going to spawn, don't you? You know where they're going to be ish.
Yeah,
these are just going to randomly appear. And that just adds like tension to the whole, like every time you go down there, it's just going to be like shit.
Yeah, the thing with survival is there's always a preparation stage, isn't it? It's like you have to actively, you're calling your hunter in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Whereas like Rob says, with the underground, it's just turn your back, bang, 2 hunters staring you in the face with an axe in each hand.
So what we actually know is they've got a chance of spawning in underground either hard or challenging phases. However, apparently they have a higher chance of spawning if you are in challenging.
Yep. Makes sense.
Now, I think it's kind of cool that they can turn up at any point, but also once you've killed them, that's it. You won't get like to the end having killed 5 hunters and have to kill another 5. So that's pretty cool. But something else that they're actually bringing back for Underground is the rave room, guys. It is back. How do you feel about it? I think we've shouted about this before.
Well, we wanted
even just as a social space.
We wanted it to be a PvP map, didn't we? But hey,
it would have been perfect.
At least it's back in the game, I guess.
I can dream. So, Rob, you are about some directives that are actually being added because they've took out. Is it all of the other ones?
Yeah, they've just got rid of them all because they're all shit.
KO.
But the electrotech, gives you faster cooldowns on your skills, but just like because you're getting faster cooldowns, you're using more electricity with your kit, so it like disrupts other stuff, which is awesome.
Which means you can't even use your skills in that anyway. So it's like kind of when you come across hunters anyway.
Yeah,
doesn't that happen with hunters?
Yeah, the disrupt thing. Yeah,
yeah.
But the second one I showed was even better. The shock ammo one is just freaking awesome. So basically, you shoot anything you shoot shocks. You get the you shock them, but if you keep firing for an extended amount, you end up shocking yourself. So basically, all those people that run around with LMGs just constantly firing can't do that anymore. So.
I'm just saying, week 1 PTS issue, people will be using shock ammo in the dark side. I'm joking.
Underground's not available in PTS week 1.
Hey, neither's the movement thing.
Yeah, true story.
7.1.
Yeah. True story.
I'm joking, obviously. And those are only 2 of the directives that are actually being added. I mean, we don't know what the other 3 are. We'll find out tomorrow, much like what's actually happening with gear sets, the classified gear sets. We're going to find those out tomorrow, what's actually going to be the new additions to those. Finally, we had it in a previous PTS, but checkpoints are coming back to the underground. So if you die, you do not start back at the beginning again. Don't know why they took them out in the first place. Can anybody remember why?
They couldn't get them to work properly, could they? Because they were spawning you back into a room that potentially already had enemies in them. Which apparently they've figured out how to do that now. I think the guys from Leamington said that they moved you back potentially a couple of rooms, didn't they? So you might have to run through an empty room or 2, but big deal.
Or you might have to retake those enemies again, I'm guessing.
Yeah, potentially.
Depends where you are in the phase, doesn't it, I think?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's one thing we didn't mention about the hunters. If the hunters kill you, you won't see them again. You'll just respawn at the beginning of the phase.
All right, so you only have one chance to kill them.
Yeah.
Effectively, so once you wipe, that's it. Ooh, now that makes it very interesting. And talking about loot, rewards, obviously something we've all complained about. I wouldn't say complain about, but yeah, much like survival has been quite lacking in Underground. So they've actually bumped the rewards in this, haven't they, Luke?
Yeah, I don't think the rewards were too bad. It was just the time to actually get them, wasn't it? Because if you're running Underground in a small team and you were trying to do the harder difficulty stuff, the time to actually complete the phase was quite long. Which, again, using the survival example. But yeah, so there's now chance of exotic drops from bosses and or hunters. And there is a brand new weekly assignment in the Underground as well, which will drop you like a weekly cache, much like the weekly weekly rewards do for other activities, which is, again, a brilliant idea. I don't know why they didn't bring those in at the same time as everything else, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're all playing another game, and that has daily, weekly assignments, but they're interesting and rewarding enough to keep you doing them on a weekly basis. And if we can bring that back into the game in all aspects of the content, the better.
I wonder.
It's going to make people.
I wonder if you're guaranteed an exotic if you do certain. If you have all the directives. Like 3 phases or something. Like pretty much like a legendary mission.
Maybe.
That would be cool. Because they say chance of exotic drop. There's a chance of exotic drop from bosses anyway, but it's like 1%, yeah? What is it? What have they changed it to? 2%.
That's a 100% increase.
But you know what I mean? I'd like to know what the specific numbers are, because the chances to me, I don't know, still a bit dubious.
No, I agree. The thing is, it's something they could do, and you could just have literally have a loot an exotic loot cache, because obviously if you go do pretty much all the activities in the game in a week, you are bound, hopefully, to get an exotic at the end of the week, but you'd have to literally farm them. So if you had, for example, like a set path where you have to maybe go do, I don't know, weekly assignment, like Rob said, go do 3 legendary missions, do, incursion, go do some HVTs. You have to do like a huge list of activities, and at the end of it, you're awarded a exotic cache. But the good thing about the exotic caches in this game, and I know we've always said before, we don't want the exotics to be easy to get, but it's the rolls on the exotics, isn't it? So you could still get a terrible roll on an exotic, but you still have it at the end of the day. You still feel like you're earning something, and I kind of like that, and I've never really thought about it that way before.
Did they say anything about upping the rank? Or is it still going to be stuck to level 40? Because
no, I
didn't hear them say anything like that, no.
Because that would be another way to get more loot. Because they said with Last Stand and the new PvP mode that the higher you get, the better the rewards, right? So they could do the same thing with Underground, couldn't they?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good shout. I might get one of us to tweet out to Terry or one of the guys over at Leamington, see if we can find out, or one of the ETF guys. But yeah, obviously 1.8, it's all sounding pretty good. I mean, they're explaining the game, state of the game today, that they want to give players what they want, and they've talked about the content that they keep showing us is awesome. We said about it last week. It all seems to be on the right track. We have a few bumps at the minute with mid patches and bugs and glitches with the current game that needs sorting, and fingers crossed they can maybe be ironed out with 1.8, as well as some of the other issues that are going to be going on with 1.8 anyway. is there anything else you guys would like to be to see added in 1.8? Because obviously we've got 4v4 PvP skirmish mode. We've got like an awesome horde mode, and the more and more I think about it, I think that's going to be a really cool freaking mode to keep replaying. Underground's obviously getting revamped. You've basically got faction wars, which is in Westside Pier, that you're going to be able to go do on a daily or hourly basis or whatever, like public events, effectively. Is there anything else you would like to see in update 1.8 that maybe we haven't seen yet, or we're hoping for?
Battle Royale.
I gotta be honest, I am surprised that survival isn't even getting like the rewards changed.
The thing is, they've kept very quiet on survival. They haven't said anything about it. What would you do if, like, week three of PTS, boom, here's Battle Royale survival, test the shit?
I would lose my shit.
No, but you're fucking right. Like, people are screaming for it, and I was watching State of the Game today. People are screaming for it in chat. Like, where's Battle Royale? Make some changes to survival. Like, anything, even if it's just more rewarding. And I'm still like, they haven't said anything at all.
They kept keeping very quiet.
Yeah, 1.8, we've been told by everybody, is meant to revitalize everything about the game, right? So, like, the level of your character, the content. Luke's just sat there laughing at me.
No, the problem I've got with what you're doing is you're giving this justification, and now I believe that it's coming. And it's going to really disappoint me when it's not there.
Well, it could happen. No offense, masks. I know it's masks, but they could be holding stuff off until the last week. It would be awesome, but I don't know. We still have like 3-4 weeks, and they could drop it on the last week and be like, here's
they're either not talking about it because it's not going to happen and they don't plan on doing it, or
it's not ready,
or they are doing it, it's not ready, and it's buggy as fuck. So,
So what you're saying is 1.9, baby?
Possibly. I don't know.
What you've effectively just said there, Rob, is it's either coming or it's not coming. Oh, dear.
Maybe Division 2, you don't know.
Let's not talk about a sequel already. I'm not in the mood to talk about a sequel.
No, that's cool. I mean, that being the case, how do you guys feel about 1.8? Are you happy? Looking forward? I know you guys are looking forward to testing the PTS when we get our hands on it. Hopefully, I know Rob will be playing it tomorrow, but we'll be picking it up.
I probably won't be playing it tomorrow. I'll be downloading it tomorrow because my new PC doesn't have it, but I think I've got a raid planned. So it'll probably be Saturday afternoon.
Is your wife free tomorrow, is she?
Oh, I get it.
Boom! That being the case, Luke,
Michael.
1.8.
Yeah, I'm excited for the stuff that 1.8 is bringing. Yeah, specifically Rogue 2.0 and Skirmish, but that's just echoing what we said last week. So, although Underground with Hunters and giving me a PSN trophy, yeah, I'll be down there.
Awesome, as Rob would say.
Yeah, awesome.
Right, questions. We have a couple of questions this week. Not too many.
You've skipped a bit.
Have I? Oh, yes. There was some minor things. I think the other big thing that they said about 1.8 just before they left was like balancing and breaking the shit out of the game, which we've already just discussed. But they really want to work on weapon balancing for this patch, especially seeing as half of it is going to be based on PvP with Skirmish. And if that falls through, then yeah.
Yeah, we didn't mention Adept. That's the bit I was hinting at.
Oh, right, yeah. So that is getting changed.
Can't stack it anymore. Boo.
So the working as intended stacking was not working as intended. So they removed it. No, that's a bit harsh. They let you stack it up to 5 times because they didn't think people would figure out that you needed a lot more skill haste to stack it 5 times. So then as soon as we figured it out and everybody was running it, we're like, yeah, this is a bit silly now, so we're going to take it away. Which I kind of think is the right thing to do. I'm not sure they needed to nerf it quite as much as they have done, but
I think they need to change the percentage of it now. I think it needs to go up to like 10, maybe 15%, but that's just me because I like using it.
No, I agree with you. If they're going to let you stack it, if you're going to let you stack it once, it needs buffing slightly, or they should have just probably nerfed it down to stack it twice, and then you get 15%. And you're still getting a bit of reward for stacking a bit more electronics to be able to stack Adept, aren't you? So,
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of changes coming to the meta, and hip fire changes, and the RPM weapon changes. I'm hoping to see more lower RPM weapons used in PvP now instead of just SMGs and
I'm looking forward
lightweight M4s.
Testing my Godroll Warlord out.
I think there's a couple of more things that will get nerfed as well, to be honest. I can't see skill haste staying the way it is, and I'm amazed that they've not said anything about determined as well, to be honest. But we'll see.
Well, as we know, not everything gets said out loud, should I say?
True.
Unless I read patch notes.
Yes.
We need to do that. We keep threatening we're going to do it. And
it's a long-standing joke. I'm not actually going to do it.
No.
Can't be bothered.
Rip the dream.
What's these questions then, Mike?
Okay, so back to questions before I was rudely interrupted. I'm joking. But yeah, Joe Nerero asked if we could do a very quick segment on the 3 classified sets that will be dropping in Global Event 2 Assault, and what do you guys think will be their best uses? Rob, any ideas, dude?
I hope Striker is not as broken as it was in BTS.
I'll second that.
I'm looking forward to using that though, because that was good fun.
Are we going to say that the Striker is probably going to be the main damage? That's going to be the DPS build, isn't it? Most people are going to be running, which is probably going to be pretty PvP, good for global events.
Maybe, I don't know. Sentry's going to be good for the global events, I think. Oh no, not this global event, because it's up close and personal, isn't it?
No, but they'll be good in like hopefully like incursions and stuff like that. It'd be good for team builds to round them out.
Maybe after the global event. I'm looking forward to the Reclaimer actually the most, I think.
That 6-piece is the constant med box, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like fast revivers as well, isn't it?
That's going to be huge for PvP.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that in Skirmish once that drops, because obviously the main thing in Skirmish is to not die at all. And you're going to get points for kills. So
Skirmish and DZ. If you have a 6-piece final measure and a 6-piece Reclaimer on your team in the DZ and then 2 damage, that's game over.
Yeah, plus me and you, Mike, have got Ninja Reclaimer sets. Ninja Reclaimer
Taclaimer.
Yeah, which this is obviously going to improve because you're going to have like higher stats using the Reclaimer stuff.
Yeah, true. The classifieds work. I didn't think classifieds work with Ninja.
It does, but you can't use the 5 and 6. But you can still use like 2 and 3.
Yeah,
and you're just going to have like the better stats.
Right. I couldn't remember if they like just didn't work at all, or if it was only just up to the 4-piece.
Yeah, the 4-piece will still work on a Ninja build, and then like Rob says, you get the higher stat rolls, don't you? Which a lot of people have been doing on their Hexo builds. You take the knee pads and the holster off of a classified set, don't you, for the higher stat rolls, especially the holster. If you can get a God roll holster, you're golden, aren't you?
No, sounds good. And Joe Narrero also asked Banshee, what changes do you guys expect to see? Now, I'm really looking forward to this classified gear set because it's going to be very interesting. Luke?
Yeah, I've been in love with 4-piece Banshee for a while, so I'm quite excited to see what they do with the 6-piece. It was one of Terry O'Keefe last week, wasn't it? That was hinting towards it working in coordination with the new Manhunt rewards. almost hinted that it was something to do with killing players while manhunt. So I'm really excited to see what that might be. That is a bit of a guess, and maybe me putting 2 and 2 together and getting 17, but still.
Are they changing the 2 and 3 piece for Banshee as well?
I don't know.
It might be getting fully revamped, but I mean, the only one we know that is getting fully revamped is Hunter's Faith, isn't it?
Yeah.
As long as it's not like your manhunt and you get an extra piece of loot, like Ninja Backpack. Banshee becomes the new Ninja Backpack.
Yeah, I don't.
But
hopefully, it's good.
I think it will.
I'd like to see it so that you get a piece of loot after killing so many players while manhunt. Let's say 10 players or 25 players or whatever. Make it something that makes you want to stay manhunt rather than just running off the manhunt level 5 and getting the tech thing straight away.
What about if it gave you like a small damage buff? Like a very, very small incremental damage buff.
Depending what they do to the 3 and 4 piece of Banshee already, I don't think it needs any more damage buffs.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking like you could have it work both ways. So rogues get a damage buff after killing so many people, and then non-rogues get damage buff as well. I know the non-rogues get a damage buff to begin with, but I think it'd be kind of cool if it had like a dual. I know it already has that, but a dual kind of purpose for rogues and non-rogues.
I mean, potentially, because they did always say that the 5 and 6 piece was supposed to work as well as the existing 2, 3, 4 pieces, didn't it? So it might be an addition on top of what they've already got, but I'm not sure it needs any more damage buffs, to be honest. It was pretty powerful as is.
When you're non-rogue. To rogue players.
Maybe the 6 piece is it's like a new condescending emote when you kill people.
Get a shovel out and start digging somebody in an imaginary grave.
I like it. I'm on board. And Capitan asked a question saying, once we've reached a crazy level in the new Horde mode Resistance, do we reach a new boss called Vivendi? Which that's brutal. I'm just shouting that is not from us. That is from Capitan on Twitter, who has an awesome cosplay. But that's brutal. But we love you.
No comment.
I can't answer that. No comment.
Oh dear. Any more questions?
Yes. Robert, where can the listeners find us?
Oh, nicely done, dude. You can find us at SITREP Radio on Twitter and on Facebook. You can tweet us with the hashtag Team SITREP, as we're all affiliated with that hashtag. If you have any questions, send us to us on any of those, and we have an email address, sitrepRadiopod@gmail.com, or use the Discord or Twitter, anything really.
Could you just send us to ourselves? That'd be great.
Vague as possible. Luke?
Oh, you can find these awesome SITREP Radio podcasts on any of the following platforms: iTunes, Apple Podcasts for iOS, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, Overcast for iOS, Stitcher, Player.fm, Pocket Casts, RSS feeds, Podbeans, and please rate, review, and subscribe while you're there. It's most appreciated. Thank you.
And while you're over there, please make sure to check out Mash Those Buttons over on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and go check out some of the other awesome podcasts that you will find as part of Mash Those Buttons, the family. And if you stay to the end of this podcast, hopefully there will be an audio clip of some of the upcoming shows that will be released this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can also check us out on the YouTubes, where I'll be posting, or I've been posting each episode with a little video along with it. Leave a comment and subscribe. That would be ace. I didn't use awesome.
Wow, he's got a new word. Holy shit.
Are you from the 90s?
Ace. Yeah. Come show support on YouTube. We haven't got many subscribers, so share it with your friends. And,
hey, we got 57, and I just want to give a huge shout out to, is it Eric Berry? on the YouTubes. I don't know if you guys know, but we do have constant comments over there. So definitely, if leave us a comment and give us your views on the weekly news, and we do appreciate it. And share it with your mum, Rob.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Thank you to Sean Winder over on the Division Elites Facebook group for allowing us to post our Facebook over there. We have been SITREP Radio. Thank you for listening, agents, and we will catch you back in the Division very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.